Today's show brought to you in part by GoToMeeting. For a free 30-day trial, use code podcast at gotomeeting.com.
The biggest news about the smallest engines coming up next on Consumer RV News.
Hey everyone, welcome to Consumer RV News. I'm Courtney Wallen, and Andy, you may have to repeat that again. It was kind of confusing, but it made sense at the same time. What are you talking about?
Well, big news about smallest of engines. That's what Ford has been placing bets on here for several years, and it looks like it's beginning to pay off. Folks at RVBusiness.com, of course, cover the business of RVs and all sorts of industrial types of things, but from time to time there are things that are of interest to consumers, and that's what we try and cover here on the show. Ford is promoting the power of these smaller engines. It's really hard to imagine a automobile company bragging about how they make the smallest engines in the industry, and it's really kind of a sign of evolution from companies that used to make money selling big, powerful engines for SUVs and trucks, and of course the Mustang. According to a report by the Los Angeles Times, Ford's race to smaller engines is really an industry trend. Automakers are trying to get fuel-conscious consumers into the showrooms, and they're trying to meet these stringent government fuel economy standards at the same time. Ford's strategy is to try and make more powerful engines, but smaller ones, part of the goal to increase the fuel efficiency every year, quote, forever. Small turbocharged engines are called the EcoBoost line, and even though these engines carry a premium, they're amongst the quickest paybacks that you can find because of the gas prices that are becoming more of a factor. Big vehicles with small engines, such as the Edge Sport utility vehicle with the EcoBoost 4-cylinder and the big F-150 pickup with the 6-cylinder EcoBoost engine, have become particularly popular. Ford's promoting that after some new introductions this year, they will have 7 vehicles with one of the smallest engines in their respective competitive segments.
Interesting. You know, I am a big fan of the Ford Edge, and you would assume that the Ford Edge, it's kind of that crossover vehicle, and a lot of those are, more fuel efficient and so on and so forth. But it's great to see that the industry itself, these are pairing very well. You've got places like Ford that are downsizing their engines, and manufacturers who are
RV manufacturers that are downsizing or certainly decreasing the weight of units. And I suspect we're going to be seeing some downsizing as well. Of course, RVers will have to balance things out, because that may mean that some used units, they're a little bit larger, a little bit heavier, might actually come down in price and become even more affordable. So there's a lot going on in the marketplace. There's a lot going on in Williston, North Dakota. We have been reporting about that. There was a proposal that came up before the city commissioners to ban RVs. They had a large meeting that was very well attended by people in the area. The proposal is it would make it illegal to live in a camper that is not a part of an RV park. But there has been so much growth in that oil field area that there's a lot of unintended consequences. The president, or the owner of the Come and Go convenience stores, said that 73% of her employees live in campers because rents are $2,500 a month or more. And they said if we didn't have campers, that particular company would have to shut their doors. Rooster Barbecue said that their business is thriving because the employees have virtually zero commuting costs. They live right around the restaurant itself. And so you have that side of the story. The other side of the story is a resident, Melissa Meyer, who's in a single-family home, but she is surrounded by RVs parked on the street and in vacant lots and so forth in the area. So she's afraid to let her kids play in the yard. and apartment managers trying to keep up the appearances of their apartment. RVs just show up overnight, parking on the lawn and so forth. So there are a lot of police calls that are relating to that. They estimate that there are between 300 and 400 RVs that are parked in driveways, streets, parking lots all over the community. And this fine that they're talking about will be a $500 fine. So really, both sides of the story, they're trying to build new RV parks. The city has approved an additional additional park that will include 600 to 700 slots. And adjacent counties also have RV parks in the work. All of this is really coming to a head right at the moment. They're trying to be considerate of both sides, but you can see it is the sort of thing that the mayor said that in his 18 years as mayor, this is the most challenging decision that they've ever faced.
That's encouraging.
It is. Yeah, you know, they're trying to do the right thing, but boy, it's a rough situation that goes on in that area. That's it from a consumer news standpoint for today.
Great. And here's our 30 seconds of shameless plugging. Of course, you can find Consumer News RV and the other great shows here on RVNN TV on our Boxee app. Check us out in the channel store there. Of course, the RVNN Daily. We would encourage you to subscribe. We've got that comes out every single Friday with great social media contributors. Of course, we're on Google+, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter. And last but not least, you can find us on Roku. We're in the travel section. And we would love for you to subscribe, tell a friend, and give us a rating. We would greatly appreciate it. I get a little ahead of myself there. That wraps it up for today, Andy. And, of course, Consumer RV News is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So be sure to join us then. Any last words?
Nope, I think that's it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
For a walk, Gabe? Gabe? Gabe?
Hey, buddy, you lost? Hold on.
If your pet is the adventuresome type, be sure he's connected to PetHub. A quick scan using any smartphone shares your pet's vital information so that even his wildest escapades have a happy ending. PetHub, reuniting pets with their families.
Come on, Gabe, let's go home.